Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching this episode today. I'm so excited to have you in this space. And if this is your first time in this space, feel welcome. I welcome you. My name is Jesse Minor, and I have been an international student here in the United States of America for the last 2 years. And I've officially completed that phase of my life. And what we talk about in this space is how can we make the journey for you prospective students who want to come and advance your studies here in the US. I share about my story, and I share about stories of other comrades here in the United States who have gone through the same journey and know it better than you do. And we try to make that journey easier for you who want to come and advance your studies here in the United States. So feel welcome, and thank you very much for the support that you guys have given me. And if you like this content, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. There is also a share button, so you can just click there and share to your friends if you like the content. Feel free also to leave a comment under the comment section and tell us whether you like this content or not. But today we are going to talk about a very different topic, but equally relevant, because today is one of the major days, historic days here in the United States of America, because today, the 5th day of November, is when the general election, and especially election for the presidential seat, is happening. So it's very, very historic day in the history of the United States, because the race is too tight, the odds are too high, and the stakes. Now, we currently don't know who is going to be the 47th president of the United States of America. And actually, what does that mean to non-immigrant students here in the United States? That is just among the question that I'll be diving into and trying to dissect. What does that mean? If the Democrats win, or if the Republicans wins, then what will be the next, or what are some of the effects that we'll expect to see, or to see in terms of enrollment, in terms of students choosing United States as their destination to come and further their studies. Now, but before we go to that, let me try just to give you a glimpse of how the presidential election happens here in the United States. But I want to give a disclaimer that I'm not an electoral process expert. I'm just trying to dissect and give you a glimpse of how the election happens. The election here in the United States happen. Like, for example, in my Kenya, if you want to elect a president, then everybody goes and casts the ballot. And in different counties, and when all these sort of votes are tallied, whoever gets the majority of the votes casted then becomes the president. Now, here in the United States, it's a bit different. The framers of the United States Constitution decided to use a system called the Electoral College. Now, this system is designed in this manner that in a certain state, whoever gets the majority of votes in that state get the electoral votes. Now, let me mention this to you. Now, the Electoral College system is made up of 538 electors. Let me just confirm electors. 538 electors. That means there are states that have more electors than other states. And this is actually based on the population. For example, the population of a state like Michigan is less than a population of a state like California. So you expect that California will have more electors than Michigan. So let's give a number. For example, here in Michigan, we have been allocated 15 electors. In California, I'm not very sure, but I think it's something to do with 50 something. I think it's 54. Let's say we have two parties here, the major parties here, the Democrats and the Republicans. So let's say either gets the majority. So everybody here in Michigan who is eligible to vote, and by the way, non-immigrant students, if you're not a US citizen, then you're not eligible to go and vote. I saw a video somewhere of some students in a different place decided to cast to go and vote, and they're not eligible. That actually it's against the federal law. So actually I am not even eligible to vote. But for those who are eligible to vote, the citizens of Michiganders, or the Michiganders, for example, they will go and cast votes today. Actually, they are casting votes today, and they will cast to their individual candidates based on their policies. And actually here is so different from my home country, because here is all about policies. Like, what are you fighting for as a Democrat? What are you fighting for as a Republican? And so they will cast votes here. If each individual will cast a vote, and then these votes will be tallied, and whoever candidate will get the majority of the votes then wins the 15 electoral votes that have been allocated to Michigan. The same thing happens to California. Then everyone will go and cast. Then whoever candidate will get the majority then wins the entire 54 electoral votes. That is how the electoral, now that will happen in all other states. Now, that's how the electoral college system works. Now, for you to become a president or to be declared the president-elect, then you have to gain, or to have at least 270 and above. If you have 270 and above, then you qualify. You will be declared the presidential winner. So that's how it happens. So these electoral college votes, they are assigned to states based on the population of that state. I hope that one is clear now. Now that is happening today, and hopefully by tonight or maybe tomorrow morning we'll be knowing who will be the next president, or who will be the 47th president of the United States of America. But now, how does that affect non-immigrant students here in the United States, or how does that shape the future of international students here in the United States? So every regime comes with different policies, some which might favor one group or not favor them. Now, there is a research that was conducted and published on 10th of October this year by this journal called it's called the QS County Perception Survey. Actually, it's a survey that was conducted and was published on 10th of October of 2024, and the survey was actually focusing on what will be the impact of the US presidential election of 2024 to international students, or to non-immigrant students. Now, let me say this. There has been so much speculation and so much tension on who will win and how will that affect international students. You know, if you've listened to both parties talking about their policies and their agenda, then you know that there is a lot of tension when it comes to what will be the future of non-immigrant students here. Now, I want to just dive direct into this survey that was conducted and published on October 10th this year. And some of the things they were checking is how will this impact students' decisions, especially those who want to come and study, or those who will consider to come and study, or those who will consider United States to be their destination for their further education. And according to the study, it says that 52% of international students perceived US as a good destination for offering higher education or good work opportunities and such kind of stuff, and which is a good thing. That's what the 54% of that. And the same survey says that 54% of international students globally believe elections would either significantly, moderately, or slightly affect their study choices. So that's a global comparison according to this survey. So they did a survey within globally, and they wanted to know how will this shape the decisions for people who want to come and study here. And shows that 54% says that we don't care, whoever gets to win, we'll still have to come. We'll still choose United States as our destination. Now let's look at something else. Now, students from the Western Europe, like 33% of them are more likely than any other region to be significantly affected by the electoral outcomes. So 33% says if Democrats win election outcome, how likely would you be, would they consider to come and study here in the US? So it says Africa and Middle East, 40% will still consider. 40% from Africa and Middle East will still consider US as their destination. Latin America, that will be like 37%. Western Europe is 35%. Asia Pacific is 30%. Then globally, it's 35%. So 35% says if Democrats win, they will still consider US as a place of their destination to come and study there. And then if Republicans wins, let's see, Africa and Middle East, 29% says, well, if Republicans wins, then we'll still consider US as a destination. Latin America is at 21%, Western Europe is 5%, Asia Pacific is 26%, overall is 25%. So you can see the comparison here. It says, like globally, if Republicans wins, only 25% will consider US as a destination to come and advance their studies. And if Democrats wins, then 35% will consider US. So you can see there's a difference. Now let's look at another aspect. What are some of the things that international students look for when they go or when they want to come and study here? Most of them, they want a welcoming environment. And they say like 50% of international students, based on this survey, 50% said they would consider a welcoming environment as one of the most important factors when looking to study in the US. And then also it goes ahead and says most students actually come and study these major programs here. One is engineering and technology, then business and management, computing and social sciences. So if you look at this survey, you will see that 50% of the students really want to have a welcoming environment. And this will really be determined by whoever wins this election. There's a lot of tension going on right now, and we don't know who's going to win. So, and we've just seen that out of this survey says that, well, if Democrats win, then 35% are still okay to come and study here. If Republicans, then there's a decrease. There's a difference of about 10%. So 25% will still consider to come and study here in the United States. But now, what will be the effect in the market for in terms of the students being absorbed here as international students? So most of the students who come to study here in the United States concentrate, like the major concentration is in engineering and technology, business and business, which has like a 19%. Then we have 18% that is business and management. Then we have computing, which is 14%, and we have social sciences and 6%. So if a candidate wins that does not favor an increase in the targeted markets for these majors, and also does not promote a welcoming environment, then it means there will be a very big shift and change in terms of students enrolling in these four majors that I've just highlighted here. So as I said, this election is very, very competitive and very intense, but equally important. And we as non-immigrant students, we don't qualify to vote. And so we are at the mercies of God, and we're still praying that the best candidate wins that has the best interest to the international students. I have watched Democrats rallies, and I have also watched the Republicans, and there's some of the things, and actually most students are worried about when they hear about the massive about these policies that these two have. Both of them have something good in common, but still there's a lot that is untold that we need to worry about. Now lastly, let's see, so they also did a survey on the average rank of US institution in the most popular subjects. So this means like, why is US being considered other than other countries for these top subjects? And these subjects are arts and humanities, engineering and technology, social sciences and management, natural sciences, life sciences, and medicine. So US still leads in this, but this might significantly shift based on the candidate who will win today's election. So it's going to be a very historic day for the United States. We don't know who's going to win, but we pray that the best candidate win, who has the best interest to non-immigrant students who are here to further their students legally. I hope you guys that you had something out of this session, and please pray for United States. May God give us the best presidents. See you in the next video.